YouTube, Twitch. I should have actually said Twitch first because we're actually on Twitch first, but fuck it. Welcome to Two Bros, One Mic. I'm Steve. That queer voice in the background you heard there is my co-host, Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, welcome to a first for our channel. We're actually broadcasting from Twitch on the Xbox One this episode for a change. The reason for that shall be made apparent later on. Or might even be made apparent right now, as obviously you can probably see on the screen the Halo background. Again, we'll get round to why this is in a short bit. But yeah, sorry for the wee delay in getting the next episode out. Been busy. Not a lot more I can say other than that. Yeah. So, might as well just get straight into doing the podcast then. So, what's on your mind this week, Aaron? What news is there?
A few bits and bobs. There's the new, well, not new anymore, I have to admit, the fourth Thor film. That was absolutely fantastic. You got to see Thor in another light, where he becomes a bit of a gladiator and a slave, and then he kind of moves on from there, being honest with you. And also, I'd film a decent bit of the Hulk in rather than just a teeny bit.
Just a quick just a quick side note there. So obviously, spoiler alerts. If you've not seen the new film, obviously,
that's very true.
Obviously, because Aaron's just kind of went ahead and spoiled some of it. So just a wee spoiler alert there.
He's in the adverts.
that reminds me, actually, another thing that we didn't do at the start of the broadcast, like we normally don't do. Yeah, basically mature content warning. Just in case you're offended by any harsh language or content we may discuss. That's that, really. If you're easily offended, don't listen. You know.
Bro, I gotta tell you something.
What?
The Punisher was awesome.
I haven't watched
The
it.
Punisher. Oh, you suck.
I keep meaning to watch it. Like, you go on about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should actually check this out. But you know what it was? Ever since I seen the sequel to the Punisher film, I just got put off it. I was just like, nah. It's just, I don't know. I just can't bring myself to watch the Punisher after that sequel film ruined the sort of Punisher franchise for me. I was like, no. I was not happy. Oh man, this is kind of weird doing this off the Xbox instead of doing it off the PC, because like I keep wanting to just set my control pad down out the way, and I keep forgetting that my headset's plugged into it. So like I've got to make sure I don't put it too far away, or else it pulls my headset off. And likewise, if I do set it down, I can't move too far back, or else I'll knock the controller off my desk. So fuck it, I'm just gonna hold it to snow. Why not? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the new the Punisher TV program, then it's good.
Very good. Like, seriously good. I'm just kind of curious. Do you want me to set this game up, or you want to set it up?
Well, we'll worry about that when we actually get around to it.
All right. Okay.
Well, fuck it. We might as well just fucking see what's going on in the snow, because obviously we've mentioned it a couple of times. So, I believe it was the second podcast, I think, if I remember correctly. Aaron happened to mention to me that Halo 5 was on that, I think it's that Xbox Game Pass thing. And I mentioned, I was like, I already own it on disc, and Aaron was like, yeah, we should like get a game on the go sometime. And basically, Aaron was like, well, fuck it, why don't we get a game on the go when we can actually broadcast us playing some sort of Halo 5. So that's why you're seeing Halo 5 in the background, because after the podcast, we'll then be doing a bit of live game streaming. See how that goes, basically. Yep. But no, Yeah, say we'll worry about that later on because I mean I've not actually played the multiplayer in this game. I played the campaign and I was like, nah, and so I then just immediately uninstalled the game. So I don't know if you know what you're doing with it, then I suppose you can. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. Basically,
Okay, okay, no worries. I'm flicking through the menus on my screen, and I've just found like bits and bobs. I can't find original maps or anything like that what we used to play, and I don't know.
yeah.
I expected to have them all, to be honest with
Getting back to talking about stuff in the podcast though. So speaking of TV programs, I take it that season 1 of Star Trek Discovery done then because there's no
you. Oh
episode.
no.
Well, I mean,
No,
there's no.
it's
There's
oh
what?
yeah, there's no episode.
There's no episode 10 because like I've been checking since Monday and I'm like, where's my new episode?
8th of
So
January, bro. It's like they broke up for Christmas, motherfuckers.
see, so if they're still on season 1, then this is becoming quite a sort of quite a common sort of thing now with TV programs is to have a sort of mid-season break because yeah, programs like The Walking Dead doing that and some other sort of popular TV series, that whole, we're gonna take a break, like a mid-season break, and I don't know. I'm just like, well, fuck off. I just want to see the season. I didn't want no stupid break in between. But what can you do?
Yeah, same. Only thing we can do is grin and bear it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is true. I'll apologise if people can kind of hear me sort of coughing in the background and shit. I'm not quite over this fucking flu I've had for the last 5 days, so I do apologise if
The man flu.
I'm coughing away or whatnot in the background. I am trying to move my mic up the road so I'm not like coughing directly into the microphone, but I do apologise. What we got? Let's move across to some gaming related stuff. Now I don't think you'll be affected by this because I don't know if it's your brand of thing, but I found out apparently the sequel to State of Decay, the aptly named State of Decay 2, apparently is being moved back and it's released for next year. Apparently now we're looking at, I think it was February. If you don't know what State of Decay is, it was like a sort of it's a sort of zombie survival game. Like basically, you've got like survivors you start off with. You can control more than one survivor. You can kind of jump between who you're controlling, and if you've done like sort of missions and stuff like side quests, you could rescue and recruit some more survivors, and then like you could take individual control of them. And the idea was you're trying to build up the stats, and whatnot. But the game had a sort of a permadeath feature. So say one of your survivors got killed, that's it. That's done and dusted. Um,
Cool.
and like the idea was you're trying to like build up this camp, and you're trying to sort of like manage and increase your food production, your water production. Like you'd have to go out and sort of scout around to get supplies, so you could then build up your camp, and then the better your camp was running, the more your morale stayed up, and therefore you got like stat boosts and shit like that. And it was a really good sort of zombie game. Like it was a really good sort of overall survival game, and I got really excited when I found out they're making a sequel to it. But then I found out like it got moved back, and I was like, that sucks. I hate when games do that. You get really excited, and you're like, we're finally getting towards the release date, and then they'll be like, oh, it's been moved back, and you're like, fuck's sake. Because I know that really
Yeah.
pissed off a lot of folk when Final Fantasy 15 was coming out, and I'm sure it was something like 6 months. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong, but I'm sure it was like something like 6 months or at least a few months. It was getting delayed by, and like a lot of folk got really fucking angry over it. It's
It's just a game, man.
yeah, I know, but you know what it's like. You get excited for something, and then you get told you're gonna have to wait another few months. You're just like, God dang it! It
Yeah,
sucks.
true.
It sucks, man.
If I had to wait any longer for the Punisher, I reckon I'd have been one of those. Like, seriously.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed to hear that I'm gonna have to wait a bit longer to get my State of Decay 2, but hopefully that just means they're gonna make it better by spending more time in it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Just
I'm
trying
gonna
to
have
see.
to look at this State of Decay.
You'd probably like
There's
it.
some- mm.
You probably like it. It's like I said, the idea is you sort of get your camp, and then like later on you can get to a better camp. And the idea is you're trying to sort of design your camp and add features to it that makes it like it can survive against zombie hordes better, and it can feed and water your survivors better, and I mean the game's got a storyline to it, but I mean
Alright.
a big part of it is you're trying to keep your survivors strong and sort of just basically well prepared to face the apocalypse, and it's quite good, but you got to be careful as well because you see if like what happened to me was I had a guy who I spent absolutely fucking ages on. Like
Yeah.
I was getting his skill level up, and this guy was like my go-to fucking zombie ninja guy, right? And
Yeah.
well, I was controlling someone else for a while, trying to get them sort of up to a high level, and I got like a wee message through saying basically this other guy had been out doing a sort of scouting mission, and like he was under attack, like he was in trouble, sending out an SOS, and I was a bit too late getting across to him because I was kind of quite a distance in the other direction doing something. I got there and like I'm like, oh shit, this guy's almost dead, and then this big ass zombie fucker he grabbed my guy and just ripped him in half. And I was just
Wow.
like,
Okay.
no, because like I said, it's got a permadeath kind of feature, so that's it. It's not like, oh, I can revive this guy. It's like, no, that's it. This guy is now, he's dead. That's him done. I was like, fuck's sake. Spent all that time trying to make him into a badass, and then that happened. So it is good, like it is good.
Sounds mental.
Yeah, no, you'd probably quite like it, bro. It is good. It really is a good game.
Mm.
Just
I'll
thinking,
look at it.
just sort of thinking,
I'm thinking
we're sort of
zombies.
yeah, just sort of thinking about like the world of gaming in general. So I mean, I'm just thinking. Obviously, we're getting close to the end of this year. You know, just wondering what new and exciting games we're gonna get to look forward to in 2018. I've already mentioned State of Decay 2, but I mean, wonder what else is coming our way next year.
Is there anything decent coming out for December? Like anything at all?
I'm not too sure. I mean, most of the big games for this time of the year have already kind of came out. I mean, it's that whole Christmas market. I mean, like you get the Call of Duty
Yeah.
game out in November, to try and get those Christmas sales, and then you had Assassin's Creed, whichever one it is now, the one that's set in Egypt, that came out. We've got Star Wars Battlefront 2. I mean, a lot of the big games for this time of year have already kind of came out. I don't think there's much. I don't think there's like many more. Being honest with you.
Yeah. I haven't seen much of the new Battlefront game, I have to admit. I was expecting to see if it's any good because I was thinking about buying it, even though I'm not a Star Wars fan. As I
See,
reckon it still would have been a positive game, you know.
I don't know. Cause
But I haven't seen many. I don't
see,
know.
I got the first Battlefront game because as you know, I'm quite a big Star Wars fan, and
Says the guy that bought God knows how much money, spent so much money on a bloody lightsaber or two,
yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I've got two lightsabers at the moment, like the proper ones,
Two.
not not the fucking shitty, cheap, nasty ones. I've got two of the actual proper ones. I'm planning to
Whoa.
expand that, like, no, I've got my Darth Vader one and I've got my Kylo Ren one because obviously I'm like, yeah, Sith Lord baby. But so with that in mind, and given that in general I'm mostly a fan of dice the developer Dice's games with the Battlefield series and whatnot.
Massive Dice fan too,
So
yeah.
so yeah, so I was like, well, this is a perfect combination, and it's not that it's not that Star Wars Battlefront was bad. It just got to me. It just got very boring very fast. There wasn't enough content in it. Um, Particularly when you've played the original Battlefront games on the PC, and
Hmm.
they had a shit ton going on in them. They're fast paced. It's mental. You got all sorts of shit that you can do and control, and it's like
Yeah.
this just seemed like a sort of slowed down, reduced, well, for lack of a better word, watered down version, and I wasn't a big fan of it. So I've been kind of put off looking into this second one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe when it comes down in price or something, maybe then I'll have a look at it. But not at the moment.
I
Not at the
mean, if
moment.
you've got EA access and you're able to play it for free, I mean, yeah, maybe, because I've got a funny feeling that a few people I know have it. I'm going to ask them, see if what they think of it, even if it's like a trial play.
Yeah.
Supposedly this one's got a campaign, if I remember correctly, as well.
See that would be an alright improvement. But then the problem is a lot of these games, right? This is kind of how it goes nowadays, right? A lot of these games where the multiplayer is the big focus, the
Hmm.
campaign tends to be a tacked on thing. So I don't know how in depth or how good the campaign will actually be. Because
Yeah.
right, the reason why a lot of these developers with the multiplayer games really push the multiplayer side is because of the business they can make off of it. Because obviously they can put microtransactions on there, they can put DLC and season passes, so it's a way for them to keep generating income off the game after they've got the initial income from you buying the game itself. With stuff like
Yeah.
campaigns and whatnot, they can't really do that. So the campaign comes across as more of an afterthought than something that they actually put a lot of work into. So I don't know. I mean, the campaign could be interesting, but I probably wouldn't say it's going to be amazing because, in my opinion, I would assume that the bulk of the work would have went into the multiplayer. But I suppose the only way is to play it and actually find out. Um, I tell you one game coming out in 2018 that I'm actually interested in is Far Cry 5. Like
Far Cry
I
5.
yeah, I mean I'm quite a decent fan of the Far Cry games. Not so much of that Far Cry Primal because it was just shit, but like the other Far Cry games, I thought they were pretty good. Like they're pretty good open world first person sort of shooting games. So yeah, this
Isn't that out already?
Far Cry 5. No. That's not out until I think it's February or something next year. Pretty
Oh,
sure.
honestly thought it was out already.
Um, Honestly, I'll have a look, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it
It's the
wasn't
one
out.
that's set in America, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that wasn't out until. Yeah, I thought that wasn't out until next year. Tell you what, I'll be fucking be gobsmacked. Like,
You've been
no,
to the shops to get it.
it's definitely February. I just checked on Amazon, February 27th.
Oh, oh, it's just that the adverts and if them were up for it before. I actually originally thought it was already out.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I was like, "Oh, hold on a second, maybe I've got it wrong." But my understanding was, yeah, next year. Oh well, there you go. Still got a little bit to go, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Could be quite interesting.
Yeah, well, I'll put my pennies back as well. I'll be alive. I'll be alive to stream that, and all.
Yeah,
I think it's great right at the very start. I think it's the third and fourth one, if I remember correctly. The psychotics in the game are just brilliant. Like the crazy henchmen and the crazy guys that you end up killing near the end.
yeah. I think you're thinking Far Cry 3. It's that what's his name? The dude with the mohawk.
Yeah, there's him, and then it's
Aye,
the fourth one before the Primal. There's
yeah.
that as well. It was basically the same game, but it was an updated version.
See,
It
see,
was really good.
I like that dude in Far Cry 3. Like, he was interesting. It's kind of a shame that he wasn't a bigger part of the game because he was quite interesting. So he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, there's another game. It's coming out sometime next year, but again, I'm not entirely sure when about next year. I just at the moment, as far as I'm aware, it's next year. Uh, game called Days Gone. Now
Ah, yeah, yeah.
now as far as I know, at least at the moment, that's a PS4 game. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's going to be a PS4 exclusive or maybe it's just PS4 is getting first dibs in it. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't. I'm not sure if it's like proper zombies, if it's just like a sort of zombie-esque style apocalypse, but I don't know. It looks interesting, man. It looks interesting. Could be
Hmm.
could be good. It's kind of like that with The Last of Us. Like you had those. Oh, what were they called? Like fucking. Was it clickers or something like that? Clickers or clackers or fucking something. Um,
Bro, I'm not too sure.
they were quite a good sort of zombie-esque bad guy because like they were just it was a good game, that Last of Us. Um, I'm not sure what else in 2018 there's to look forward to. Been some noise about Crackdown 3, but to be honest, I was never a big fan of the Crackdown games, so
No, there was a.
gonna get a pass on that one. I
Uh,
think
Yeah.
I heard something.
Well,
I heard something about basically. I think Terry Crews is in the game, or you can get him as a playable character or something. But as much as I love Terry Crews, that's just not enough to swing me on it.
not even who the fuck that is.
Oh, you don't know who Terry Crews is, man.
Nah.
Fucking hell! What a tragedy. Right. I'm trying to think of the easiest way. Have you ever seen The Longest Yard? Came with Adam Sandler. Like he's football.
Yes.
Yeah, Ken, the guy who's got the thing with the cheeseburgers.
Fuck yeah.
The big muscly,
Cheeseburger. Yeah,
the
yeah.
big muscly dude. Yeah, that's Terry Crews. He's in that. What was that You know that Chris Rock had that TV program set when he's a kid.
Yeah. Is he played
Yeah,
the father?
yeah. Terry Crews is the dad, and then more recently, if you watch Brooklyn Nine, he's in that as the squad sergeant. Um,
That's right, yeah.
Terry Crews is the man. Like, I'm surprised you didn't know who he was. The
Bro,
man.
I struggle with I can know faces but I don't know names. Is that weird? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
It's
no
like I call you
that's
bro,
fair
but
enough.
I think I remember you saying before, I think your name's Steven.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough, man. That's fair enough, man. Uh, gonna take this opportunity, bro. Gonna do a wee shout out to our man James Nichol, because if you check the last two podcasts, James dropped a comment in both of them, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, shout out to James.
But
Yeah,
thank you very much, James.
there you go. I done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you say to that, James? What do you say to that? Type in the
Uh,
comments below, James.
What else we got? What else we got, man?
I don't know. I've picked up one or two more followers. We've got a few more people listening in. I reckon this video content will go down quite well, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully the gossip goes better with the gameplay because
Yeah.
I'm shit at this, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. Like the last two podcasts came a little bit prepared. Made sure I'd kind of done a little bit of research and knew what I wanted to bring up. This one, if I'm being honest, where I've not been well and whatnot, I was just like, yeah, let's get the podcast going. I was like, shit, didn't actually think about anything to talk about. So if it kind of sounds like I'm winging it, then that's mainly because I am.
Right.
Just
Don't worry about it. I'm the same. We've both had quite a bit of changes happening these past couple of weeks, and me
yeah.
particularly. I'll be moving to another job closer to home, so there's 100 different things about that I need to get organized and sorted. So I'm the exact same as Steve. I'm winging this as much as I possibly can. If not, if it doesn't work, I'm just going to happen. I'm going to down half a bottle of whiskey or something like that, and then play drunk.
Well,
That
see,
way, it'll be great content.
we're not doing too bad because we're at about 25 minutes and we've managed to bullshit for 25 minutes. I'm pretty sure we can pull this off. We can do this.
Yay!
Stay positive, man. Stay positive.
Yay!
Be going right. Going back to sort of what's going on with like TV and whatnot. I've got to admit, one thing I'm finding when I'm like going through Netflix or I'm going through Amazon Prime and all that sort of stuff is I'm finding it hard to find new TV programs to get into. Like there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm just finding it hard to find things to get excited about. You know what I mean? Like I've still got TV programs that I'm into because I'm still watching them because they're still making episodes or new seasons. But in terms of trying to actually find a new series to get into, I don't know. I'm finding it hard. There's too much of this new content. Just seems a bit too. I don't know. It just seems a bit like I'm trying to think of a good way to sort of describe it. I mean, the easiest way to describe it is it all looks boring as fuck. That's the honest truth. Most of it just looks boring as fuck. But I mean, I'm trying to find a polite way to convey that. Nah, fuck it. I'm just gonna go with that. Everything looks fucking boring. There you go. I said it. Like I don't know.
Oh God, you're absolutely right. I've been I've got, like I said, I've got the Amazon Prime as well as Netflix, and I have to admit that I'm struggling to find anything interesting to watch. I'll also give a shout out to the Van Damme Johnston thing it's just done a pilot for for Amazon, sorry, and that is actually quite funny. I've never laughed so much at a character of which, the guy that you've idoled when you were younger. Come on, everyone used to be a Van Damme fan or a Steven Seagal fan. The martial arts film were just flying off the shelf, literally. But now they're like, they're boring. And it's not this, and it's not that.
I don't know. I used to like Steven Seagal when I was younger, but he's been getting a lot of fucking flack in recent times.
Yeah, seriously, bad flack.
Like a lot of people are kind of exposing them and whatnot. So I don't know. It kind of takes away some of the good memories in a sense. But
yeah,
my
but
on the
if you ever
subject
get a chance to, bro.
on the subject of Steven
Sorry, I can't
Seagal.
shout.
No, I'm gonna shout
Sorry, bro.
There you go. I can fucking out volume you too. Yeah, no, sorry, man.
Fuck
Go
you
ahead.
too, bro.
No, go ahead, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. What I was going to say was.
Right, okay. Right, okay. I promise this time I'll not do that again. So I couldn't help it, right? Okay, go ahead.
Right.
I'll pay myself this time.
Next time here, right? Next time you're here, we'll watch this Van Damme Johnston pilot, and I reckon you'll laugh your cunt through it like I did, because it is absolutely brilliant. Like honestly, it's kind of like he's got his old that funny but serious kind of thing. He always does that funny but serious, but he completely lost it in some of his older films because he was just doing it for the money. So this one's actually a really good budgeted film, and it is funny right the way through. Also, if you get a chance to watch the trailers, watch the trailer because the trailers are just as funny as actual the pilot itself. So if anyone gets a chance to, that's one to watch. Jean-Claude Van Damme Johnston on Amazon. It is absolutely hilarious. Only one episode at the moment, obviously, but there'll be more, guaranteed.
See what I want is I want Jean-Claude Van Damme to make more of those Coors Light adverts.
He's fucking brilliant.
That's where he needs to go to with that because they were great then. But yeah, going back to my original sort of point I was bringing up, I don't know what's going
Sorry,
on
bro.
with I don't know what it is with the TV programs. I just they all look boring. Like I don't know. I mean, like maybe once I put one on, I'd be like, oh, this is actually not as bad as I maybe thought it was going to be. But
Mm.
nothing draws me in. Nothing says go ahead and hit the play button. Like I, I don't know. I don't know. It's just none of them seem to say, "Hey, I'd be worth a shot. Hit the play button. Let's do this." It's like, nah. I just can't get excited about what's out there just now. It's a bit of a shame.
One for you, maybe, bro, is Expanse. It's just gone on to season two. I think they waited fucking 3 years to do the second season. To be honest with you, it was that fucking long anyway. Either way, if you get a chance to, The Expanse is good. The first season and the second season that's out. If you watch them back to back, if that makes sense. But unfortunately, I watched it the first season as soon as it came out. I thought, fuck it, I'll watch this, and sure enough, I just watched a lot and I thought it was brilliant. And then
Yeah,
I've waited this long for the second season to come out, and I can't remember any of the character names, what if I was doing. So I've
yeah.
watched this like couple of episodes of the second season. I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch the first one all over again. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to do that, The Expanse is right up your street. That's on Netflix.
I'll
I
maybe
guarantee you, you'll love that.
I'll maybe have to give that a shot then. Um, on that note, like movie wise, however, so moving away from TV and going on to actual movie media, got to admit, movie wise, we're not doing too bad. Like, there's still a decent number of films that I've got to work my way through. Well, it wasn't yesterday. I think it was the day before that, or maybe even the day before that. Uh, I watched that War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, you seen it, did you?
Yeah, right. So again,
Oh, good.
spoiler alert, because I'm gonna right. If you've not seen it yet, I'm not gonna give away anything that's gonna like spoil the film for you, right? Um, but I'll just say
Okay.
spoiler
Oh,
alert just in case I do say anything that people might be like not happy that I said. Uh, so well, I mean, I suppose most of what I'm gonna say probably you can just take from the trailer from the film if you've seen the trailers. So I mean, that's probably not gonna be too spoilery, but
okay.
yeah, I got on to watching that. It's pretty good, and as you might imagine, you know, the name says it all sort of war for the planet of the apes. So you know that the humans and the apes are at war. Um,
Mhm.
and you've got Woody Harrelson is the sort of the main antagonist. Like he's the colonel, in charge of a battalion of sort of battle hardened veteran soldiers. And I've got to admit, right, it's quite funny with Woody Harrelson because like in his early days, where he's introduced as the lovable goofies and stuff like Cheers and whatnot. He's like this lovable goof and such a nice guy and whatnot. And then like I don't know, the last couple of times I've seen him in films, he's like this badass, and he's actually really good at playing the badass. Like if you watch him in
Mhm.
Zombieland, like him in Zombieland as Tallahassee is fucking brilliant. He just nails that role perfectly. And then this film is the sort of slightly deranged badass colonel that doesn't give a shit. Like he does a really good job of that as well. Like he really is good at doing that sort of villainous role. Um,
Mhm.
what's interesting in this film, though, and again, I don't really want to spoil anything, but what what's sort of interesting is if you watch the first film at the end, like when like the Rise of Planet of the Apes, when all
Yeah.
the primates start getting smart and they start sort of going out and sort of fighting the humans, that like they're total badasses. And then when you watch Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, of course, they're trying to like Caesar wants to have a sort of peace between the primates and the humans. He just basically wants them to leave them alone. But of course, you've
Yeah.
got that fucking that hateful primate Cobra kind of. He sets up a situation so that basically the primates and the humans go at it, fighting each other. And then, of
Hmm.
course, going to the third film, that's still going. But what's surprising in the third film is the fact that in the first two films, the apes kind of seem to have the power. Like, you know, when it comes to them fighting the humans, they seem to have the superiority. In this film, surprisingly, that's not so much the case. Like, a big part of the film actually kind of shows just how vulnerable the apes can be. And like I said, I'm trying my best here not to spoil anything, because if you've not seen it yet, I don't want to ruin it for you. But it's surprising. Like the tone of the film goes a bit different from what I thought it was going to be like. So it's it was interesting, but no, overall it's a good film, man. Like you want to see it when you can. 'Cause it was good. Quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be an amazing one to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching
Yeah.
it. I'm planning to watch. Is it called Driver Baby or Baby Driver tonight?
Baby Driver. Yeah, that's not bad. That film. It's not bad.
Yeah, I was actually recommended by the girlfriend to watch it, and I watched a couple of trailers, and I thought if it's anything like the trailers, providing it's not just showing the best bits of the movie, I will fucking love it. So that should be a good one.
It's a good film. See, because it's got all the like the cool driving scenes and all that, but it's still got a decent enough plot to it. Like it's not just about the driving in that film. Um,
Yeah.
overall, wasn't a bad film. There's a couple of moments where it starts to maybe slow down a wee bit, then it kind of picks itself up and gets back on track. So overall, it's a good film. I quite liked it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I watched recently, film wise. Just trying to think. Bu- 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 I watched that latest Transformers film. The
How
last
bad was
night.
that this time?
See, I put off watching that film for ages because I quite liked the original Transformer films, right? Yeah, like they were a bit fucking daft and that, but I was like, you know what, they're not that bad. And then I watched that Age of Extinction and I was like, oh my god, they're fucking ruining it. So I was
Yep.
very, very reluctant to watch last night. Like I put that off for fucking ages, and I finally said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna watch it." And I'll be honest, it's better than Age of Extinction, but it's still not that great compared to the original films. If I'm being honest. That
Well,
said,
I
that
expected
said,
it to be bad. Like,
the best Transformer movie to me will always still be the animated one.
yep, true.
If
Animated movie was the best.
Yeah, if anyone's ever watched the animated Transformer movie from back in the day, that you'll know what I mean straight away. That was by far the best Transformers movie. Don't care what anyone says.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's kind of maybe that's why I don't enjoy the Transformer movies, particularly the newer ones, as much as some folk do. Is because obviously I'm thinking of the older material, but what can I say? I just happen to think that that's the best one, but that's obviously open for discussion. So, what can you do?
Nothing, bro. Nothing at all.
Uh,
Hmm. This is an interesting thought, isn't it?
I suppose we're getting close to wrapping this bitch
Bro?
up. So, yo,
Yeah, no, sorry, bro. You completely cut off there. I wasn't too sure if we'd lost
Yeah,
podcast
no,
there or what.
no, it's because it came up saying my controller disconnected. I think it's because obviously it's just sat idle. Um,
Ah.
no, the podcast's still going. I've still got the timer and shit up on the screen. So, yeah, we're still broadcasting there. Yeah, it's getting
Cool.
kind of time to wrap this bitch up. So I don't know. Is there any final points of interest you want to get up there before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, I just want to say, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay.
Nah,
Okay.
I've got nothing, bro. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you played the new South Park game? Or have
Which
you
one?
played the first one?
Last South Park game I played was the Stick of Truth or whatever it was.
Was it any good?
Yeah, like it's good in the sense like it basically plays up like an episode of South Park. Like the actual content's quite good. There's some fucking funny scenes. The only thing I can say is that the combat gets a bit stale after a while. Like you can get sort of new characters and new abilities and shit that are quite funny, but I don't know. I just think that the turn-based combat system for it does get a bit stale after a while, so I didn't like that. But the actual content in the game, like the storyline and what's going on, is like pure fucking genius. So overall, I would say yeah, it's good. But you know, that's just my opinion on it. Like with the combat system. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Uh, as for myself, I don't think I've got anything else to say. Like I said earlier, due to being ill, I didn't really get around to sort of doing any sort of prep for the podcast. I just kind of turned the bugger on and said, right, let's just bullshit our way through this. So I haven't got anything else I want to add in there. So I shall finish on the note of, as mentioned earlier, we've got the upcoming Halo 5 gameplay that's going on soon. Be a short break and then we'll be back live with that. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you're watching this on YouTube, the video for this will be up after the podcast video, so be sure to watch it on YouTube. Until then, guys, thank you for listening, and we shall speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
You're totally saying that like a rapist, like bye bye. I don't know why I said rapist there, I don't know. Anyway,
It's
guys.
alright, bro.
Anyway,
I'll
guys.
see you later because
take
you know I'm
it
gonna
easy.
rape you.
Yeah, I'll look forward to that. Right, guys, take it easy. See you later.